What's going on, everyone? How's your day going? Today, I wanted to talk about Palworld. And for those of you who don't know what Palworld is a game that just recently came out. It's an action RPG style Pokemon game. And I wanted to talk about this because it's very interesting. Um, Palworld is kind of like Pokemon, open world like Scarlet and Violet. But oh man, the graphics and things are beautiful. And now, let's remember that this company who made this game is only about $1 million company. Compared to Game Freak, the creator of Pokemon, is a multi-billion-dollar company. And craft things with like axes and guns and stuff like that. And what you do, how you catch things, is you have to weaken them. So you either stab them with your axe, you like whack them with your axe, or you catch something like a low level thing, you train it up, and then you just throw it, and it's out in the open, and you command it to do a move on this thing. So it's really interesting. This game is pretty cool. It's a pretty big open world. What I've seen, it's phenomenal. So now, could this outstand Pokemon? The answer would be no, because Pokemon is a very, very big company. This is like the number one biggest company in the world. There's no way that Palworld is going to be able to outstand it. But you see, if Game Freak put twice as much time, or even maybe even four times as much time as they do inside of their Pokemon games, I think it would be so much better, so much cleaner and smoother, instead of just throwing it out there and saying, "Hey, have fun with this." Now, this is why I want to talk about this, because what Power World is essentially a Pokemon game. So you're pretty much catching fun little creatures. They're going to be a certain level. You can level them up. You can fuse them together to make them more strong or stronger. You can get special moves like hidden abilities. You can get shinies, but now shinies in this game are just things that glow, little stars around, and they get bigger. They don't change colors, and they also sometimes have a hidden move, more chance to have a hidden move, which is really awesome. There's fun moves that make the game better. You can get your Pokemon or your pal, I guess we'll call it. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, you can get your pal, and you can put a saddle. Every time you level up, you get more crafting abilities and skills. And this kind of reminds me of Ark Survival Evolve. If you don't know what that is a kind of dinosaur crafting game. It's an open world, and every time you level up in that game, you can get new blueprints to go and craft yourself some spears or fishing rods or saddles for your dinosaurs. And this is essentially that. So I would say Power World is kind of like a Pokemon Ark Survival Evolve type game. It's a really cool game. The graphics look phenomenal for $1 million company. To They're phenomenal. Um, there is a few minor issues. You see, because they didn't expect having this many people playing the game, there might be a little bit of server issues because there's a lot of people online. Um, yeah, so it's kind of like an online game, I guess. I'm not sure if you can put it to offline, so it's just you and your own server, not online. You could play it without any internet. But I assume that's coming out in the future. You can do that in the future, probably. And yeah, this game is cool. So there's a whole bunch of legendaries. Now, legendary pals. There we go. Now, these legendaries, there's only one per game, or there's a lot though, but there's only one. And they're really strong and they look cool. Now, there's also different things like Tower Pals. Power Pal, I guess. Anyways, these pals, on the towers, they can respawn. They can come very rarely with their special ability, and they can also come with bigger and better powers and abilities, I guess, when you do it, and you can just farm them. Okay, now there's also Dungeon Pals. Now, you go into this little blue ring and you enter the dungeon, and once you do, you can fight the big boss Pal. He's a big one, and you can use your Pal Pokemon, whatever you call it, to fight them, and it's really cool. It's awesome. It's kind of like Pokemon Legends Arceus, how you can just throw it and they'll battle, but instead of entering a battle and doing a turn-based battle, it's just a straight battle. As soon as you do it, you can open up the move and it'll do the move, and if you, let's just say, punch the pal that you want to capture, you can make your pal aggro the big boss that you want to do, or any Pokemon. Dang it, pal. Yeah, so also you craft yourself balls, special little ball things, capsules, I guess. And there's a blue one, a green one, a red one, and I think a purple one. Now, yes, the blue one is like a Pokeball with a lower catch rate. The green one's kind of like a Great Ball. The red one's like an Ultra Ball, and the purple one is essentially a Master Ball. So 100% catch rate. Those things are really hard to make, but you can get more than one per game, I assume. Okay, so now, how do you play Palworld? So this game is only on Xbox and PC at the moment. Now, I don't know if they'll be bringing it to Nintendo Switch, but it could be a thing that they can do. Well, you may be asking, what about the PS5? It's not there. Yes, that's because it's mostly Xbox and PC for the beta, but I assume they will be releasing that in the near. Now, there's also floating islands and things, so you can explore heights and things, so you can get yourself a bird and you can ride on the bird up to great heights, but your bird's stamina will lower depending on what you're carrying on you. Like if you're carrying a whole bunch of stuff like 300 pounds on you, now the bird's not going to fly too well. It's going to be losing a lot of stamina really, really quick, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So you want to keep it nice and light, and you'll be fine. Now there's a whole bunch of pals throughout the world. There's about maybe 200 different ones, and it doesn't really matter if you catch them all, but if you want to catch them all, you can go ahead and catch them all. Now, there's these special tasks, I guess. If you catch 10, your pal, you can fuse them together, make it stronger, and when you have 10, it makes the total stat of that particular one, like that. So there's a chicken, and if you catch 10 chickens, you can fuse 4 of them together into the one that you want, and you can make the total one stronger if you're planning on using it later. Now, there's especially these super good moves like Dark Beam. This is essentially Hyper Beam, but better, I guess, because you can just do it over and over again, and it's really, really powerful. So, yeah. Now, do I think that this is better than Pokemon Scarlet or Violet? No, of course not. But, I mean, this game is a step in the right direction. Hopefully Game Freak will see how well the game is performing and maybe consider buying the team or something and making a Pokemon game that is like that, because this is really good looking. You look at the sky, you look at the grass, there's no stuttering. It doesn't look like straight Play-Doh. It doesn't look like anything bad, really. The textures are good. The cell shading and things are really, really nice looking, especially if you're playing this on a high-end gaming PC or an Xbox Series X. This game will look phenomenal. If you're looking in the water, you'll see the ray tracing, the reflection of the sun hitting off your character. It'll look phenomenal. So yeah, maybe Game Freak will consider looking at this as a way to redesign their games, or consider allowing this company to make the graphics engine for them. Everything else with Pokemon is really well made. Or maybe this could be kind of like the next Pokemon Legends Arceus game. I don't know, but I know for a fact that I like this game. It's really, really cool. The crafting idea is good, and it's kinda, you know what? I'm gonna throw it out there and say it's kinda like Elden Ring. Little tiny parts, because I've noticed that it's kind of like that. The dodging and the pals or the Pokemon, whatever, aggroing you. And they're kind of hard if you're too under level. And you gotta dodge around and misses attacks and things, and attack him, and do a whole bunch of stuff before he attacks you. And hopefully your guy doesn't faint, because it will take about 10 minutes for him to recharge, so you have to bring him back to base and put him into an incubator thing to make him good again, make him ready for battle once again. And yeah, it's such a cool idea of a game, so I just wanted to talk about this and to see, is Palworld going to be the next Pokemon game? As I said, probably not, but it's a step into the right direction. I find that this game is really cool. So I don't know. I wonder if you will give it a try, maybe support the developers of this game. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you have a phenomenal day, and consider dropping a like if you made it this far into the video. I really, really appreciate it. And I don't know, consider subscribing. On this channel, I love to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that, consider dropping a subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.